All right, guys, I'm going to talk about a few things today and also review a delicious product. Let's actually get into that first and foremost. The Tiger Butter from Nick Kemp's. My God, this stuff tastes like a way better version of a Reese cup. And it's made with tincture, so it's not crazy hot by any means, but it is insanely delicious. I'll keep mine in the freezer. I could eat this stuff all day. If you like Reese cups with a little bit of heat, shoot Nick a message. Unreal stuff. Yeah, I got a pound of it. I've been trying to eat it sparingly, but this is all I got left. The whole other day regarding League of Fire. I don't want anybody to hate League of Fire. I don't want anybody sending me messages to League of Fire or anybody in that organization. That was not my intent. I spoke with Paul, and it was, I think, maybe more or less just maybe a miscommunication on one end there. We've discussed it, and that's basically what we've agreed that it boils down to is miscommunication. And like I said in my last video, I don't hate League of Fire. I don't at all. Like I've spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on League of Fire challenges in the past a year, just less than a year, right? So, and I still fully support League of Fire, and we'll see what happens with that whole situation. Like I said I'm retiring. I had a conversation afterwards, it turned out to be more or less of a miscommunication, like I said. So I'm not down and out forever. Anyways. And I think it's awesome. I'm still going to get my employees at work to try to do challenges. Like I like the organization. I don't dislike anybody in that organization. But another note on that sort of aspect, when I had when they sold me 100 Queen chugs, and there were some people saying, oh God, what's the point? Blah, blah, blah. This guy has 100 chugs and I can't afford 100 chugs. That's not fair. I don't see a guy driving a Ferrari and I'm like, oh man, that's not fair. He has a Ferrari and I don't. If you want everybody to have equal stuff, that's socialism, and that bullshit doesn't work. Socialism is stupid. It's never worked ever. So if you want everyone to have equal access to this, access to that, that's ridiculous. If you can't afford it, then why are you complaining about it? And a different note too, not to sound like a dick on this end, but it's stupid when people complain about stuff like this. People saying, oh, well, I could afford it, but I just don't want to do it. How many people besides me, Shen, Dustin, and Roger with the V2s have ever done more than 10 chugs in one go? Nobody. So don't tell me, oh, I could do it, but I just don't want to. This is such a ridiculous claim. If you're complaining about it, then do it. And again, it's not to sound like a dick, but too many people whine and complain about this and that. I mean, God, grow up. This is supposed to be fun and to push myself. I don't was I struggling doing 16 queens? Of course. Last time I stopped at 14, could I have done more? I could have, but I also didn't want to break my wax seal once. So this isn't me saying, people shouldn't have, if they can't afford it, woe was me. It's just, I don't know, I get irritated by stuff like that, I guess. That whole mindset of if I can't have it, he shouldn't be able to have it either. And that's just ridiculous. So I wanted to touch on that because I know no one really said anything to me directly because that's the way people are, right? But I know League of Fire had messages saying, why would you sell somebody 100 chugs and blah, blah, blah. It's well, one, I can afford it, and two, I can do it. There's tons of people who have done dozens of single challenges, and why don't they do more? Most of them is because they can't. I'm not saying I have an insanely high tolerance. I just have a high pain tolerance, and I just like to push myself. So how is it fair that people complain to me about buying a bunch of stuff, doing 10 15 multiples at once or more, and then it's totally fine if other people do singles 30 times. I mean, what's the difference, right? So you don't complain about those people, but you complain about me. Anyways, that's neither here nor there, I suppose. But I just wanted to touch on those couple things. I just kind of went off the top of my head with this whole thing because like the whole situation is kind of a little bit ridiculous, and the miscommunication essentially stemmed from whiny people. And you can hate that comment, you can not. It doesn't really matter to me. Yeah, that's all I really wanted to talk about in this video. I still like League of Fire. I still like Paul. I still like Shen. I still like Matt. I still like most people in this community, but you know, every community has their trolls or whatever you want to call them. Yeah, so we'll see what the future holds, but I just wanted to throw that stuff out there. And you know what, if anyone watching this or whatever has an issue with me buying a bunch of challenges or doing a bunch of challenges, instead of complaining to other people, why don't you message me directly and we can talk it out? I've sent lots of people free chugs. I'm not a privileged individual. Nobody sends me this stuff for free. I pay everything out of my pocket from the jobs I work. So, you know, I'm not a dick. I'm not hoarding things. I did over 100 queen jugs, but I sold 30 to Kenny. I gave some away. I gave a bunch of V3s away. I sent, what was it, 10 or 15 V3s to Roger. You know what I mean? For no cost, just sending it for free. So anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you don't think I'm a dick for throwing some of that stuff out there, but some of it needs to be said because there's just too many people that complain about nonsense. I'm not sure when my next video is gonna be. We'll have to wait and see. It might be an employee doing a challenge or something fun like that. Anyways, I'll see you next time.